in the last section that we went through, starting from Sutra number 76 up to the 80th Sutra, the teacher told us what we should do to successfully walk the path of spirituality. Here it is Bhakti Marga, the path of devotion. So we were told that we must enter, first of all we should hear from the teacher, Bhakti Shastra. First we should hear, listen to it, and after listening to it, we should sufficiently reflect on it. Manana we must do, and as a consequence of the manana, that knowledge will become a part of us, part and parcel of us, and with that knowledge we should move ahead on the spiritual path. And if we wait for an auspicious time, an appropriate time, now we are very happy, there is no time for us to walk the spiritual path, there is no time to think of the Lord because we are so overjoyed and so happy about whatever is happening in our lives. Or sometimes we are very sad, some pain, some grief, and obviously therefore there is no time again to think of the Lord. So either way, either in Sukha or in Dukkha. So both of them are hurdles and obstacles on our spiritual path. So he told us, Sage Narada told us, if we start waiting for an appropriate time, it will never come to us. Therefore, what should we do? We should not even waste half a minute, he told us. Half a moment we should not waste, but we should here and now, wherever we are, whatever be the place, whatever be the time, whatever be our situation, we should engage ourselves in invoking the Lord through bhakti. And also, it's not just that we enter into the path. If we want to enter the path of devotion and successfully walk the path and gain whatever we want to gain, Bhagavad Darshan over there, we have to develop in us, cultivate in us some values. So therefore they were all enumerated for us. Ahimsa, Satya, Shaucha, Daya, Astikyatva, belief in the Lord, etc. So all of them we should develop in ourselves. And then the teacher told us, Sarvada Sarvabhavena Nischintyaihi, give up all your worry, your anxiety. Will the Lord listen to my prayer? Will He fulfill my prayers? Even that anxiety we have to drop. And what should we do? Bhagavan eva bhajaniyaha. We should invoke the Lord and we should pray to Him, worship Him. Sarvada Sarvabhavena. Always and with all of our personality. Physical, mental, intellectual. We should be completely integrated over there with all of our bhava. It's not that mechanically our hands are performing the puja but the mind is somewhere else. So that should not happen. If that happens sufficiently, if we are engaged in invoking the Lord, what will happen? The teacher told us soon enough, he says, when the Lord is invoked like this, He sure will shigrameva. Soon enough, sure, He will bestow upon us His grace and blessings. So He will reveal Himself to us. It can be Saguna, it can be Nirguna also. Saguna means seeing the Lord face to face. Nirguna means, that's why the word Anubhava there. Total experience the Lord and merge into Him. So that will happen to us. This is where we had stopped. Now Sutra 81, almost the teacher is winding up the topic. He says, Tri Satyasya Bhaktireva Gariyasi Bhaktireva Gariyasi. It is repeated twice. So anything that is repeated twice, it means for emphasis also. So Tri means 3. 1, 2, 3. Tri Satyasya. Satya means over here, it means the path. So what are the major 3 paths available for us to reach the Lord? The path of knowledge, the path of karma, and the path of bhakti. See, bhakti, jnana marga, karma marga, and bhakti marga. Permutations and combinations are there, but these are the 3 main paths for us to reach the Lord. So amongst these 3, the teacher is telling us all are valid paths. The word used here is not marga but satya is the word used. Satya means sure enough. If we walk the path as we are supposed to, it will take us over there. We will sure be able to reach. So therefore the word satya has been used over there. So amongst the three truths or amongst the three paths which will take us to the Lord, over here the teacher says, Narada is telling us, Bhakti Reva Gariyasi. Devotion alone is, Gariyasi means heavy. Actually it means heavy. Heavy means supremost, the best. Not that he is putting the other paths down. We've already seen in the beginning. We won't go back again to it. In Bhakti, we don't need anything else. We don't need prerequisites over there. In Jnana, yes, we need the book, we need the scriptures, we should be able to understand the language, and somebody has to explain it to us also. And even if the teacher explains it to us, we should be able to understand it also. For that, all the discipline that is needed, preconditions that are needed, prerequisites that are needed, the path of karma. We are using the path of karma to reach the Lord. When it comes to the path of karma, we need a field of activity, and when we are engaging ourselves in that field of activity also, there are some conditions how we should be. So therefore, so many other requirements are there when it comes to the other paths. Whereas in the case of Bhakti Marga, the path of devotion, we don't need any prerequisite at all. Why? All of us have love in us, which we have invested in the world of things and beings. So that same love which is there in us, that emotion of love which we are aware of, which we have invested in the world outside, all that the teacher is telling us, just turn it towards the Lord. So for that, it can be any place, any time, any condition, any situation. It doesn't need, we don't need any prerequisites for that. Yes, afterwards, if the values are there, discipline is there, we will be able to walk the path faster. But to practice devotion towards the Lord, it's very, very easy, because love we all have. All that we need to do is turn it towards the Lord. Therefore, the teacher is telling us over here, Bhakti Reva Gariyasi. Bhakti Reva Gariyasi. Devotion alone is the greatest, or the path of bhakti alone is the best. The path of bhakti alone is the best. Now again, it doesn't mean that we are putting down the other paths. We have to remember that this particular text is talking about devotion to us. So therefore Narada says, it's very easy, anybody can walk the path. Have we studied the scriptures? No need. Have we engaged ourselves in any other sadhana? No need. Have we got initiated? No need. Do we have an appropriate field wherein we can engage ourselves and perform seva, service, karma yoga? No need. So wherever we are, we can just love the Lord. Turn our entire emotion of love towards the Lord, it becomes bhakti. Therefore the teacher is telling us, it's it's the best, he says. It is the greatest. It's the most easiest for all of us. Bhakti is very, very easy for us. And therefore over here in the 81st Sutra, the teacher is emphasizing and telling us, indirectly is telling us all, take to this path. Why are you wasting your time? Going over here, going over here. Dasaru writes, Kaliyugadalli Harinamava Nenadare Kulakotigalu Uddarisuvavo. He says, I do not know this. Afterwards in that entire Devarnama, this I do not know, that I do not know, this I have not done, this I have not left. But to take to the Lord's name requires nothing from us. All that we have to do is just take the Lord's name. And when will we take it? We will take the Lord's name only when there is little love in us for Him. So therefore it becomes very, very easy. So therefore the teacher is over here telling us all, the path of devotion is the easiest, it's the noblest, it's the greatest. Anybody can walk the path. Now we all have love in us, we know it. And we have invested this love in so many people. Though that emotion called love is the same, but how we relate to people is different. The love that we have for our parents is different from the love that we have for our companion, life companion. It can be husband or it can be wife. Love is there. But how we relate is totally different. We love our children. We love our grandchildren. But how we relate to our children is different from how we relate to our grandchildren. Similarly, brother, sister, cousins, uncle, auntie, friends, everywhere we have invested this love, emotion of love. Is it the same way? No, it is not the same way at all. It becomes very difficult to even explain how that same love, through that love, we have related to different people. The fact, love is one. But that love, using that love when we relate to different beings, it's different. Experiences are different. Mood is different. Everything is very different. So therefore, since the teacher has told us that bhakti is the easiest and the noblest, love is the noblest and the easiest, we all have that love. We know now love is one. Sir, are there variations? Now when we are connecting with the Lord, will all of us connect with the Lord the same way through this love or bhakti? Or should we, all of us, connect to the Lord and relate to Him in the same way with the help of our devotion, with the help of our love? Is it all everything same? We want to know. Therefore, in the 82nd Sutra, we have been given different ways of connecting with the Lord. Love being the same, still we can connect with the Lord differently. In how many ways can we connect with Him? There are actually infinite number of ways. Each one of us will be connecting with the Lord on a one-to-one. Completely, it's unique. No two of us will be connecting with the Lord the same way. But still, broadly it has been classified into 11 types. 11 modes of MODES, modes of expressing our love or our bhakti to the Lord. What are they? The teacher is enumerating for us over here. It's not that all of them are separate. So when we are using one, does it mean we should not use the other? We will find many of them overlapping with each other also. So it's not that completely they are all isolated modes of expression of our love towards the Lord. In many of the bhaktas, great bhaktas whose biographies are all available for us, we find many modes of expression in one bhakta itself, in one devotee itself. But still, to make it easy for us, the teacher is classifying it into 11 different modes of expressing our love. What are they? One by one, the teacher is telling us over here. Guna Mahatmya Sakti. One, Asakti means to engage in, to love the Lord. So therefore, that word Asakti will keep on coming 11 times. So therefore, over here, Guna Mahatmya Sakti, Rupa Sakti, Puja Sakti, Smarana Sakti, Dasya Sakti, Sakhya Sakti, Vatsalya Sakti, Kanta Sakti, Atma Nivedana Sakti, Tanmayata Sakti, Parama Viraha Sakti, Rupa Ekada Api Ekadashadha Bhavati. So at the end the teacher is making it very clear to us. Rupa, when he says, it means form. Form doesn't mean that way a form. I'm seeing a form. Various forms of expressing our love. So he says over here, Rupa Eka Api. Even though love is one and the same, even though devotion is one. Why is devotion one? Love is one. There are no two types of love. But still he says, even though it is one, Api Eka Dashadha, it can be expressed or it is available to us in 11 modes of expression. So what are the 11 modes of expression we should see? And whichever we are all comfortable with, our constitution. Each one of us is so different from the other. Physically, mentally, intellectually, spiritually, so different we are from each other. So whichever suits us, we can pick it up. Like I said, they're all not isolated. If we start practicing one, the other one also will come into us. But in the beginning, whichever we are comfortable with, it's all our comfort zone. Whichever we are comfortable with, we can take up that. So the first one over here, the teacher says is Guna Mahatmya Sakti, love for glorifying his qualities. Guna means qualities. The Lord's glories, his qualities. Hari Ananta, Hari Katha Ananta. So some of them will love to glorify him, his qualities. Qualities doesn't mean only qualities. Nama, Rupa, Guna, Kriya. Bhagavan's form, we glorify that. Bhagavan's name. Each name can be interpreted in so many different ways. So his name, then his qualities of course, and also all his Leela, pastimes, glorifying all of them. And they're all related to his guna only. So some of them do that. Who are they? Best example is Vyasa Bhagavan for us. Why? He has given to us the Puranas. In every Purana, when we pick up the Purana and go through it, we find it's all nothing but the glorification of the Lord. Every Purana is dealing with different deities. Different name, Nama, Rupa, Guna. Shiva Purana will deal with Shiva. Bhagavat will deal with Narayana. Like that, each Purana deals with different deities. Lord is one. Brahman is one. That nameless, formless, attributeless Bhagavan is being given a name, form, qualities and some activities around him and about him. Why? So that it's easy for us to connect with it. So that becomes glorification. So some of the great bhaktas take up to this path. What do? They continuously keep on glorifying the Lord. Best example is Vyasa Bhagavan. Another example is our own Narada Mahamuni. Constantly is only glorifying the Lord. So therefore, all our musician saints, like I said, one bhakta will have many of these modes of expression in him. It has been given to us as though they all look different, so that in the beginning it's easy. Start with one of them. All our musician saints, whether it is Tyagaraja Swami or Purandara Dasaru or Muthuswami Dikshitar, what are they all doing? They are all only glorifying the Lord. In and through their Devarnamas or their Kirtans or the texts that they have written. So therefore the first one which has been given to us, how to express our love. One of the expression is to constantly sing his glories, his qualities, glorify his qualities. Then the next one over here is Rupa Saktihi, to constantly develop a love for his form. Now it doesn't mean only form we should stick to, the bhakta will stick to only form and will never even talk about his glories. It doesn't mean that at all. All are interrelated. But some of them, we can see this more very prominently in some of the bhaktas. So love for his divine form is the second mode of expression given over here. When we are told in the Ramayana, when Rama was walking through the streets of Mithila, Janakapuri, all the people were so captivated, charmed by his form. Even Vishwamitra, when he was taking Rama and Lakshmana, he was walking in front and Rama and Lakshmana were walking behind. Now and then he would look back, I think. Why should the master look back? But he was so charmed, captivated by Rama's form. Constantly he wants to keep on seeing Rama's form over there. The gopis, constantly they wanted to see Krishna. Nothing else over there. He never gave them anything. In fact, he stole butter and the milk and the curds from their house. But still they wanted Krishna to come to their house. And then when he came, they wanted him to come and steal. And after that, they will go and complain. Why? Krishna has gone back home. There also they can go and just gaze at his form. So there are so many instances in the Puranas also. So captivated by, fascinated by that form. Lavanya Rama, Mohana Rama. So attractive, so charming. Krishna, in any of our gods, Devi, Shiva, Ganesha, so beautiful that we want to keep on looking and keep on looking again and again and again. still that thirst will not go from us. So that is one way of expressing our love to the Lord. Keep on looking. Kulashekar Alvar, he says to the Lord, I just want to keep on seeing you. So make me a threshold where in your sanctum, in all our temples, the deity is inside the Garbhagriha, the sanctum sanctorum, and we are outside. So we are allowed only up till there. We are not all allowed into the Garbhagriha. There is a threshold over there. Only the Pandit or the Purohit will cross over and do the puja, perform the puja inside. We all stand outside. There is a threshold over there. Padi, step over there, or a threshold. In Tirupati, the threshold is called as Kulashekara Padi. He tells the Lord, just make me that step over there. So I will lie down over there as a step over there, as a threshold, and what will I do? I will keep on gazing on you, gazing at your beautiful Prasannavadana, Rupa over there. Just stay close to the Lord and keep on feasting on His beautiful form. So that is one way of expressing our love to the Rupa Sakti, Puja Sakti, love for performing worship of Him. Constantly worship Him. Ambarisha, Ekadashi Vratas, engaged in rituals. Ambarisha is there, Rukmangada is there, so many devotees are there. They are always engaged in worshipping the Lord. The very beautiful story of one of the Shaivite saints of Tamil Nadu. His name is Pusalar. Great scholar. He knows everything, but he is very, very poor. So he's staying in a small little, not even a town, village, almost village world. And what does he want to do? He wants to build a Shiva temple. So he desperately tries. So build a temple means worship of the Lord over there. That is his ambition. So he tries, because building a temple is not easy. We need funds for that. But he fails to gather enough funds to construct a temple. So he's very, very disappointed. Then he knows. He is heard and is practicing mental puja to the Lord also, Manasa puja. Shiva Manasa Puja Stotra is there by Adi Shankara. Whatever we do outside, worship of the Lord, we can do it all within ourselves. Why? Lord is inside, and mentally I am going to go through all the various rituals. Not outside, but inside. So he said, if we can worship the Lord inside and perform all rituals like Abhishekam, offering the flowers, Deepa, Dhupa, Arati, etc., Naivedya inside, why not I construct a temple inside me? It's a very beautiful story. So therefore he decides. So one day, now temple building is not easy. It's got its own vastu. So he goes through all that elaborately, acquires all the knowledge because the dimensions, etc., etc. And then one day, Shubhamurta, he says, today I am going to start the construction of the temple. Where? Inside him. Nobody knows. So he's drawn a plan inside. And inside our mind, we can just construct a temple in a moment. Done. Temple done. And where Lord also, I have installed him there. In a moment we can do it. He didn't do it like that. Just as it takes years to construct a temple outside, slowly, slowly, brick by brick, stone by stone, the temple is built, walls, then the gopuram, etc. So many things. The pillar, the mantapam, the mahadwara. It takes time. The pradakshina, the avarna, courtyard. Every day, just as outside, little work will be performed, little of the construction takes place. Everything doesn't take place in one day. Within him also, he is doing it like that, only in phases. Today, this much construction over. Where? In his mind. Tomorrow, this much. So like that, it goes on and on and on within himself. The love for the Lord, we can't even comprehend it. In what state he must be. And it goes on continuously, consistently in him, and finally the temple is over. Where? In his own mind, or we can say in his own heart. And then one day now, Bhagavan's Pratishta has to be done. Idol installation, Prana Pratishta. For that he has fixed up a Muhurta. Now, very close by is Kanchipuram. There the Pallava king Rajasimha is also great devotee of Lord Shiva. He has constructed a temple simultaneously outside. It's even now available. We can go to the temple and come. Kailasanathar temple is there in Kanchi. So he is constructing a temple. And after constructing, he also wants to do the Prana Pratishta. So he fixes up the Murta. The Murtas of both of them are coinciding. The Murta fixed up by the king, Prana Pratishta outside, in the temple outside, Kailasanathar temple, and Pusalar, this devotee of Shiva. A Murta he has fixed up for the Prana Pratishta in a temple inside him. It's coinciding. What to do? Shiva, Lord Shiva is watching all this. Now he can't go to two places simultaneously. He can, but this is all for us to know the glory of that devotee. So he comes in the vision of the king and says, you please postpone your Prana Pratishta. Why? Already there is another temple being built very close to Kanchi, and there the Prana Pratishta has been fixed, and the time, date, everything is clashing. So you postpone yours. The king gets up with stunned and shocked. He says, I have built a temple, big temple, so many people involved, granite involved. Of course, he's a devotee. And he says, who else must have built another temple, a magnificent temple? Is it bigger than what I built? Is that devotee more greater than me? That Bhagavan is now saying, giving priority to that temple and to that devotee. He says, I must go and check up. So he goes. He goes to this little village where Pusalar is. He thinks the pandal will be there, Shamyana will be there, everything, all celebration mood will all be there. Why? Prana Pratishta of Bhagavan in the temple. The whole village is quiet and silent, as if nothing has happened over there. He goes and asks, where is the temple over here? New temple being constructed. I believe Prana Pratishta is there, round the corner. They say, no temple has come up here. Nothing like that over here. He asks people. Everybody answers in the negative. Then one person says, there is nothing like a temple having been constructed over here, but we know of one great Shiva Bhakt resides in the village. Maybe you should go and talk to him. He may answer your question. So the king, Rajasimha, goes to Pusalar. And then he asks him, Pusalar is wondering why the king has come to my little hut. He says, why are you over here? What brings you over here? He says, I have heard that there is a temple being constructed over here, has been constructed, and Prana Pratishta is there. I also have constructed a temple for Bhagavan in Kanchi. Now both the day and the time is coinciding, clashing. Bhagavan came in my vision and said to postpone my. Therefore I want to meet that person and I want to see the temple. Pusalar then is overwhelmed that the Lord has registered his mental construction of his mental temple, Manasa Devalaya. Then he narrates everything to the king. The king is even more shocked over that. Everything had happened in his own mind. The king understands the devotion of this bhakta over there. Puja he wants to do. Puja, first before doing the puja, temple should be there. Deity should be there. Vigraha installation must happen there. Then the king says, in whichever place you wanted to construct the temple, and however you visualize the temple, please let me know. I will construct the temple for you. And the king, so Pusalar tells him everything. However, he had visualized the Shiva temple, he tells him everything, and the king accordingly constructs a temple of Shiva there. And Shivalinga is installed over there also. And that temple is called as Hridayalishwara temple. Ishwara. In the beginning, where was this temple? It was in the devotee's Hridaya. Hridaya Alaya Ishwara. Even now it is there. Hridaya Alaya Ishwara temple. Since the word Hridaya is associated with it, and the whole temple came up in the heart of this devotee, even now it is said that people who have heart ailments go to this temple and invoke the Lord. Including, I have heard that great cardiac surgeons also, doctors, go and visit this temple and seek the Lord's grace and blessings. This is Puja Sakti. So Puja Sakti, Smarana Shakti, remembering the Lord. Again over here, all these devotees whom we have already named, all of them, it is Smarana of the Lord, continuous Smarana, 24 into 7, 365 days without any break. Nitya Nirantara Smarana. So remembering the Lord, remember Dhruva, Prahalada, whatever situation Prahalada was in, still he never left remembering the Lord. His father put him into all conditions, uncomfortable, dangerous situation. Why he wanted to kill him? In spite of that, his faith did not shake, his devotion did not shake. He never ever for a moment left remembering the Lord. So Smarana Sakti, again gopis, so many examples we can give for this. Smarana Sakti, Dasya Sakti. Dasya means to so totally surrender onto that. Hanuman is the best example. When you are my master and I am your slave, he says. I am your dasa. Kanakadasaru says, Ninna dasara, 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 adidasanu nanu, he says. That is also one way of expressing our love to the Lord. Means you are the independent. Dasa means I am not dependent. I am not independent. I depend on you for everything. So nothing is my will, everything is yours. Whatever you say, thy will be done. So that's what it means. So Dasya Sakti, Sakya Sakti, to express our love to the Lord and make him our own friend. When we say friend, there is no higher, there is no lower. We are equal to each other. The best example is Arjuna, Kuchela, Krishna and Sudama. Right from their Gurukula were friends. There was nothing like low or high when it comes to anything, whether it is wealth wise, whether it is caste wise, creed wise, gotra wise. Friends. Friends means equal. I treat you the same way as you treat me. Arjuna and Krishna also were like that. In the Bhagavad Gita 11th chapter, Arjuna says, I considered you, I never knew your glory. He knew, but then when he saw the Vishwarupa Darshana, he was even more overwhelmed. And he says, Hey Krishna, I considered you as a Sakha, my friend. I called you, Hey Krishna, Hey Yadava, Hey Sakha, without knowing your glory, without realizing it. Pardon me. Forgive me. I just took, advantage of you. So that's one way of expressing our devotion to the Lord. Sakya Sakti, Vatsalya Sakti, Vatsalya Bhava. Devaki had for Krishna, Yashoda had for Krishna, Kausalya had for Krishna, Dasharatha had for Rama. Kausalya had for Rama, Dasharatha had for Rama. Tyagaraja Swami writes, what tapas Dasharatha must have done to call Rama and say, hey Rama, come, Vatsalya Bhava. He is calling whom? He is calling Bhagavan, the Lord of all the entire creation. He is saying, hey Rama, come. What punya he must have done. Again there is a song by Vadirajar on Yashoda. What punya Yashoda must have done to treat the Lord of the 14 worlds as her son. Give him a bath, scold him, even give him one, beat him, get angry with him, tie him up. Vatsalya Bhava. That also is allowed. So this is one way of expressing love towards the Lord. Vatsalya Bhava. Kanta Sakti. To treat the Lord as our life companion. Husband, wife, wife, husband. Andal is the best example. Meera is another example. In the Puranas, of course, Rukmini, Satyabhama, of course, they're all avatars, but still, Kanta Sakti. Love for the Lord as my life companion. Together we will walk. So that way also we can express our love towards the Lord. Atma Nivedana means to again totally surrender onto Him. Vibhishana, he just leaves everything. Why Ravana throw him out? He comes over here. He just surrenders to the Lord. He doesn't even know whether the Lord will accept him, but the Lord accepts him. Why? That is his devotion. So Vibhishana, again Hanumanji over here, Atma Nivedana over here. Total self-offering at the feet of the Lord. I am yours. I am nothing. I am yours. You can do whatever you want with me. You take me or you reject me, but I am yours. So that is what is called as Atma Nivedana Sakti. Bali Chakravarti. 3 feet of land given. His guru tells him, no, take it back, don't give, don't promise. Promise given is promise given. And then at the end, the third, where shall I place my third foot when the Lord asks him? He says, on my head. What a surrender it is. A surrender to transcend. It's not becoming less over there at all. So Atma Nivedana Sakti, Tanmayata Sakti, to become one with the Lord. I don't want to remain separate from you. I want to become you. I want to merge with you. Afterwards, you and me not separate at all. That is also one form of expressing our love to the Lord. Because when I am away from you, separate from you, that pain of separation will be there. You are there and I am here. In space and time, you can move. Therefore, at one point of time, I may be with you physically. At another point of time, I may not be with you physically. I don't want that at all. I want to just merge with you completely. That is called as Tanmayata Sakti. To completely get absorbed into Him. Advaita Bhava. Advaita doesn't mean only knowledge over there. All Advaitins are only knowledgeable people, men of knowledge, jnanis. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Jnani is a Bhakta and a Bhakta is a Jnani. An Advaitin is the greatest Bhakta, Adi Shankara. Advaita philosophy. How many stotras he has written? It reveals the love for the Lord that he has, the bhakti aspect over there. So Tanmayata Sakti, Parama Viraha Sakti. To express to express love as a viraha git. There are many kirtans and devarnamas wherein these devotees express their love in the form of viraha, pangs of separation. That also is very nice. Not that always the Lord is with me. A little bit if He goes away from me, yes, I do feel the pangs of separation. More love will come out then. When Bhadrachala Ramdas was in the prison, such beautiful kirtans have come out, wherein he expresses his pangs of separation from Rama. When the gopis were with Krishna and Krishna suddenly disappeared, when that Rasa Krida was going on, he suddenly disappeared. They experienced the pangs of separation, and there comes the Gopika Gita. So even pang of separation, to experience it, is one form of love. So therefore, that Parama Viraha Sakti. So 11 of them have been enumerated over here. So in all of them, the common factor is love, Rupa Eka. Only one thing is what we are communicating to the Lord, or we are invoking the Lord only through one factor in us. And what is it? Love, Bhakti. But it can be expressed in different ways. In how many ways can it be expressed? In 11 different ways it can be expressed. Is what Sage Narada is telling us over here. Now we can immediately ask Narada, who is to take on the responsibility of authority for this, authenticity for it? Have these 11 modes of expression just been given out like that? We want to know. Therefore, in the 83rd Sutra over here, the authenticity of all of this. It's not just haphazardly given by somebody. They all have been time-tested paths. All bhakti paths only. Path of devotion only. Different ways of expressing our love to the Lord. And they've all been time-tested. Tested in the lab. Which lab? In our own inner lab. So somebody has tested it. Who has tested it? The great devotees of the Lord, the rishis, the sages, the masters who have given to us these 11 modes of expressing our bhakti towards the Lord. They've all tested it within themselves, and only so experiments have already been done, results are satisfactory, only then they've given it to us. So that is what has been indicated in the 83rd Sutra. It says, Ityevam vadanti jana jalpa nirbhayaha ekamataha. So over here, that first line, it says, vadanti means to give out or to declare. Who has declared it to us? All the names come later on over here. All the great devotees of the Lord. They are the ones who have declared it all. Ekamataha. All of them are one when it comes to these. None of them will contradict any of the 11 modes of expressing our devotion to the Lord. Ekamataha. When it comes to that, yes, all of them will agree to it. And nirbhayaha, janajalp, whatever people may say. Because everybody will have hurdles coming, obstruction coming, people questioning them, mocking them, ridiculing them. This path is not okay, mine only is okay. Where is the proof for it? These masters are not scared of anybody at all. They are fearless. Nirbhayaha means fearless. Of what? Janajalp. Whatever people may say, they are fearless. Why? They have reached the state of fearlessness. So why should they fear anything at all? They have nothing to fear. They have reached the Lord. When they are with the Lord, what fear for them? Dasaru writes a very beautiful Devarnama. Naninna dhyanadoliralu mikahina manavaru yenu maduvaro. He says, so beautiful that Devarnama is. Muddu Purandara Vitala, cute little sweet Purandara Vitala. When I am engaged in being devoted to you, in whichever way I am expressing my devotion to you, people may say many things. I am not bothered. I am fearless. I know what I am doing is right. So therefore, these masters who have given to us, so they are the ones who have given to us all these different modes of expressing our devotion to the Lord. So therefore, they are fearless. When they have declared it, they just declare it. Why? It's all been tested within them. And they know, sure, if we get into any of the paths, we will be able to reach the Lord. So who are they all? A few names given over here. The list is not complete, but a few names have been given. What are the names over here? Kumara, Vyasa, Shuka, Shandilya, Garga, Vishnu, Kaundinya, Shesha, Uddhava, Aruni, Bali, Hanumad, Vibhishanadayo, Bhaktya Charyaha. So the names over here, Kumara means Sanat Kumara, starting from Sanat Kumaras onward. So Sanat Kumaras, Vedavyasa, Bhagavan Vedavyasa, Shuka, Shandilya, all our rishis who have given to us the great scriptures. So Shandilya, Garga, Vishnu, Kaundinya, Shesha Bhagavan, Uddhava's incident comes in the Bhagavad Purana. Uddhava, Aruni, Bali Chakravarti, Hanuman, Vibhishana. So Vibhishana Dayo Bhaktya Charyaha. Means these are the people who are the ones who have Acharya. Who is an Acharya? One who Chara means to move. So one who has walked the path, the right path, is called as Acharya. Achara. Chara again. Achara means, when we say Achara, it means good conduct. So one who progresses in life or who moves in the right way, over here it is the path of devotion. So that when the Achara is good, he becomes an Acharya because he can teach us how to walk the path which he has already walked. Here it is Bhakti Acharyaha, plural over there. So those Acharyas who have walked Chara means to walk, like I said, to move, who have already walked the path of devotion. They are the ones who have given to us these 11 modes of expressing our devotion to the Lord. So therefore, we always want authenticity, we always want authority. Has this been given to us in the scriptures? Or is it just that somebody is telling us, you can do like this, you can express your love like this to the Lord, and you will be able to fulfill yourself. You will be able to realize the Lord, or you will have Bhagavad Darshana. So therefore, there will always be a question mark. Therefore, whenever there is a question like that, we always fall back onto our rishis, our sages, our saints, prophets, who have walked the path already. So they are the ones who lend authenticity and authority to whatever has been given to us in the scriptures with respect to devotion. So some of them over here, we can add all the names over there. Tukaram, Mirabai, Jnaneshwar, just now we have Pusalar, Purandaradasaru, Muthuswami Dikshitar, Tyagaraja Swami. So many of those of our saints, all the saints' names, they are all ones who have walked the path given out by these sages, by these great ones. So they are the ones who have declared it, is what sage Narada is saying over here. So therefore, the authenticity and the authority for it. Now in the 84th Sutra, it's a concluding verse over here. Narada is concluding everything. So Narada started. What did he start with? He said, I will talk to you about bhakti. Right in the beginning, the first sutra over here, this entire sutra means a thread, a string or a thread on which all the ideas and thoughts have been lined up. So therefore, he started with saying, I will talk to you about devotion. Athato bhaktim vyakyasyamaha. He said, I shall now expound on. What will he expound on? He said, I will expound on this topic called devotion. That's how Narada started. And now Narada is ending it also. So he says over here in the 84th Sutra, Ya idam Narada proktam Shivanu shasanam Vishwasiti Shraddate sa bhaktiman bhavati sa preshtam labate iti. Concluding verse. So he said, Ya idam means he who Narada proktam. All this has been expounded by Narada. We can say, why is Narada taking his name over here? Isn't he being egoistic over there? He is putting his name over there. When these great masters give out whatever they are giving, there is no I there, there is no mind there at all. It's all Bhagavad Preeti and Bhagavad Sankalpa happening through them. He says immediately, Shivanu Shasanam, as taught by or as ordered by or as commanded by Lord Shiva himself. So it's not Narada telling us all this. He said, I have become a mere instrument. In whose hand? In Lord Shiva's hand. I have become an instrument. So it's Shiva actually who's giving out all this through me. So it's like Shiva writing over there. Shiva wants us to know that he is using Narada as an instrument. Therefore, Narada's name over there. So if we ask Narada, he will say, I never wrote my name. It all just came out. So Bhagavan has taken his name. It's like he is just an empty instrument over there. There is nothing at all for him to take credit of. All our musician saints, all their kirtans will have the signature over there. Tyagaraja will come. Dikshitar's kritis, Guru Guha will come. Purandar Dasaru, Purandar Vithala. So signature comes over there. It looks like, oh, why did Tyagaraja Swami write his own name? When he wrote the Kirtan, did he want us all to know that he wrote the Kirtan? It's not like that. They never sat down and really wrote those Kirtan. They were there just invoking the Lord through their devotion. Mode of expression. What is the mode of expression over there? All these 11 plus music. Nada comes in over there. So they did Nadopasana. The moment the Lord was there in front of them, they have invoked him through their devotion but using music as a medium. So when they are singing their kirtans, they are not even conscious that they are not even conscious of what is coming out of them. Somebody has written it down. They never sat over there and wrote like how we write a poem and then put down our names. So even the word Tyagaraja comes out of him. Who is bringing it out? Rama is bringing it out. Because otherwise we would not have known whose kirtans they are. So Rama wants to know that his great Bhakta Tyagaraja has written these kirtans. Therefore the name Tyagaraja. It's somebody else who wrote it down. He is supposed to have given thousands of kirtan. Just a few are available. Why? Probably at that time nobody was there to write them. We have lost out on so many kirtan. So if he was very particular that everything should be written down and my name would have been there, we would have had lots of kirtans with us, lots of songs with us. So therefore here, ya idam Narada Proktam, all this which has been given out by, expounded by Narada, because he is promised to expound it. It is all Shiva Anushasanam. Anushasanam means ordered by, commanded by, taught by. By whom? Lord Shiva himself. So he says all this is not mine at all. It is not even what Narada is saying. It is not Narada's interpretation. Whose interpretation? It's Bhagavan Shiva's. And therefore what should we all do? Vishwasiti. We should all have faith in it. We should believe in it. Shraddhate. With full faith. Where faith is, devotion will be there. Where devotion is, there only faith will be there. So if there is no faith in us, our devotion also will become superficial. It won't have depth and it won't have vastness. So faith is a must in all of us. So when faith is there, our devotion, with faith, when we practice, bhaktiman bhavati. When we with faith and with belief go through the entire sutras, all the sutras that have been given to us, the 83 sutras, given out by whom? By Narada, commanded by or ordered by or taught by whom? By Lord Shiva. Narada says over here, bhaktiman bhavati. One will sure become a bhakta, a devotee of the Lord. It's immaterial which deity we are engaging with, which deity we are going to relate with. But sure we will become a devotee of the Lord. But with faith and with belief, we should enter into what Narada has given to us, which is supported by Lord Shiva himself. And if then we become bhaktas, what is the benefit? Phala we want to know. If I practice devotion towards the Lord, what will I gain? All the stotras, it will be written at the end. If we recite once, this will be the benefit. If we recite twice, this will be the benefit. All the scriptures, even the Bhagavad Gita, if we share it, if we read it, what will be the phala we get? What is the benefit? Hanuman Chalis, all of them will have a benefit over there. Similarly, what will be the benefit of me becoming a bhakta? Why should I become a devotee of the Lord? Narada says over here, sa preshtam labate, sa preshtam labate. 2 times there again. So for emphasis, sure you will get what you want in your lives. Because there will always be a doubt in us. When the teacher says you will get what you want, you will reach what you want to reach, the goal, we always have a doubt. Really, sir? Is it worth trying? Because it's a lot of effort. Sure you will reach. The teacher has to endorse it for us, support us. So therefore twice. And also there is a different meaning also. They say preshtam labat, sa preshtam labate, sa preshtam labate. One stands for here and one stands for hereafter. Which means everything in this life also will be taken care of. And everything hereafter also will be taken care of. That's one meaning. Another meaning is, we have got, right now we have not dropped everything in our lives. We are all householders. So we have a spiritual aspect in us, we have a materialistic aspect in us also. There are so many things we want in the materialistic realm and of course in the spiritual realm also. Will the Lord take care of both of them? The Lord will take care of both of them. So our material gains also He will give to us. Spiritual gains also He will give to us. whatever we need in our life, materialistic and spiritual, both the Lord will give to us if we become His devotees. Therefore, that twice, sapreshtam labate iti. It has come twice. So with this, the Narada Bhakti Sutra is complete.